Good day, my beautiful viewers, my beautiful and intelligent viewers. Because the fact that you're here, it means you're intelligent. Trust me, because you're looking for knowledge. Yes. So I have divided this video into chapters for you guys. So in case you're more interested in a particular item of work or a section or a particular section of this video, you can just check the description for the time code. So if you click a particular topic in the description, it will take you to exactly where it is in the video, because I know time is money and time is of the essence. You can download the architectural drawings through a link that will be dropped in the description box video, so you can print it and you can follow me thoroughly. And today we are going to be learning how to take off for site clearance, topsoil excavation, and topsoil disposal. Before we go on, before we start the video, ensure you like the video. Please give the video a thumbs up. Just like it is simple. Consider it the payment that I'm collecting. Like the video. If you have any question, if anything is unclear about the work that we're going to be doing, make sure you drop a comment in the comment section down below and subscribe. Turn on your post notification also. Don't forget to turn on your post notification. If not, you will not know when I post a new video. You feel me? So let's get straight down to it. Measurement of site clearance. So before we go into site clearance proper, into measurement proper, I'm going to show you how to go about your measurement. If you want to measure a particular item of work, or if you're given a contract or you're in the exam hall and they ask you to measure to take off for an item of work, you don't just go and say, maybe the site clearance will start taking off. No, there's a way you do it. If you want to start your measurement work, there's a way you do it. So you first start with your preamble, which is, now this is the preamble. The preamble is more like an introductory description of the work and the situation concerning the work that you're about to undertake. Basically, all information that are necessary regarding the work you're about to undertake. So, taking off quantities for the proposed. Now, this proposed is hiding in plain sight. This proposed signifies that the work that you're about to measure has not been constructed yet. Proposed residential development. So it could be that you are given a contract to measure an existing building. So it will be taking all quantities for the existing residential building for Olubukola. So the first thing that your preamble must indicate is, this is very important, it's hiding in plain sight. Secondly, who are you doing the work for? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for the University of Birmingham? Are you doing it for the Federal Republic of Nigeria? You understand? So taking up quantities for the proposed residential development, proposed on the line for Olubukola, Esther Adeti, and Lawrence Richard Adeti. Then where is it situated at? Situated at Treasure Park and Gardens Layout. Situated at Treasure Park and Gardens Layout, Shimawa, Ogun State. Now, all this information may seem overwhelming that, will I remember if I'm on a construction site, or if I'm writing an exam, will I remember? Now, it's very easy. Most times, if you're doing a standard work, all these informations are provided on your drawings or in your drawings. It's clearly stated here. Proposed residential developments for Olubukola, Esther Adeti, and Lawrence Richard Adeti, situated at Treasure Park and Gardens Layout, Shimawa, Ogun State. Here, So usually, your drawings contain all that information. And in the exams, if you're writing exams, this preamble has you'll get a large mark from this. I think maybe 10 marks or 15 marks if you get this correctly. So still under preambles, you have to indicate the taker off. The taker off is precious aid, obviously, precious aid, you know, the date, you know, the date. Then you have to indicate the authority under which you are measuring the work. So work in this section is measured as per drawing number. This thing, the drawings have numbers. The drawings are numbered. So this drawing number, this thing are the pages. This is a very big plan. All we're about to measure is site clearance. The amount of work that requires measurement for this entire building goes far beyond site clearance. So site clearance, you now look for the aspect of the drawings that you use to extract the dimensions to measure site clearance. The numbers, there are numbers here is number 1A, and then for the structural. So you just look at the numbers and you now indicate it for the item of work you're about to measure. So you just check the number of the drawings and you reference it each. So this is the numbers in which the measurements that I'm about to undertake falls under. Number 1A and number 01 to 03. The authority, another authority in which our item was of work was measured is the BESMM. So, and drawing in this work session is measured as per drawing number and in accordance with the BESMM 4 revised. If you don't know how to measure in accordance with the BSML4 revised, I already made videos, a video about how to use your BSML4 revised to measure and reference. You can go and check that out because it's very important. I'm not going to be explaining how I referenced or how I derived my reference. I'm only going to reference and move on. Also, if you don't know how to extract dimensions from your drawing, be sure to go and check the video where I explained in details how to extract your dimensions from drawings. Although, if you're a quantity surveying student, I'm going to make it as simple as possible for you to follow. So, preliminaries. This we began measuring like this because you have to allow for bringing and subsequent removal of all plants and equipment required on site. So preliminaries are items of work that are going to, be undertook or be carried out before construction begins, or they are going to aid or facilitate the construction itself. So, of course, they cost money like plants and equipment. Maybe the shovel, you need shovel to dig for excavation, cutlass, you need cutlass to cut for site clearance, or let's say a tractor or a mixer to mix concrete. So you have to allow for bringing and subsequent removal of all plants and equipment required on site. So that's the gist of preliminary. It's an item. So you book it here. Then another preliminary item is allow for maintenance of plants and equipment required on site. It's an item. So you book it. Now, the taking of list, like I said, even though this video is we are going to measure just site clearance, topsoil excavation and disposal. The video is part of a long series of measurement of building works and services. So so now we are taking substructure now. We're beginning with structural. So I decided to write a take-off list of all substructural items down for you. So, and let me give you this trick. Repetition is the mother of learning. If you want to, how I learned this, I'll write it. I wrote it down times without number on my notes. I'll write it and keep writing and keep writing and keep writing. You have to repeat. You have to do it times over before you get all this. All this I know it's offhand. I can just blast it out for you. And this is even just the substructure. There's also superstructure and there's also structural works. Site clearance, topsoil excavation, disposal of topsoil, trench excavation, earthwork support, surface treatment, block work in foundation, concrete in foundation, filling. Under filling, we have hardcore filling, laterite filling, the improved membrane, which is the DPM, BRC mesh, oversight concrete, foam work to oversight concrete, finishings. Under finishings, we have plastering and painting. So this is the take-off list. So going into the measurement proper, we are starting with site clearance. You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. Site clearance is basically clearing the site that you want to build on. So, in events that it is full of trees, grasses, undergrowth, wherever it is, so we want to clear it now so that we can begin our construction work. So, we'll now go to our architectural drawing and find the length. According, like I explained in my tutorial video of how to use the BSMM to measure and reference your building work, you must follow the BSMM. So the BSM has already told us that for site clearance, the unit of measurements is in meter square, which is area. Obviously, when you want to clear a place now, to get the the quantity of what you want to clear is going to be the area, which is meter square. And I always say this, that the length of a drawing is the longest part of is the longest dimension of the drawing or of the building. So we get our architectural drawing and we find the length is 15,375 millimeter. This is in millimeter. And you add spread or a working space, you know. So assuming we want to clear this area now, you just add like a spread. Assuming this is the building that I want to erect, so we have to clear the area, this white part of the board. So in order for them to work now, a working space, you just add spread. The spread is a variable, it's not a constant. Here I used 112.5 millimeter. Most times it's 225 that is used, 112.5 times 2. Because if you add one spread here to clear this area, you have to add another one here, to clear this area. 112.5 here, 112.5 here. And obviously, for this side, too, you have to add your spread, for this side and that side. So 112.5 times 2 will give you 225 millimeter. You add the spread, and the total will give you 15,600. So for the width of our architectural plan of our building is 13,500. You add spread again, 112 by 2 for the both sides will give you 225. The total will give you 13,725. Then you describe. Your description must be in accordance with the BSMM. That's why you reference it. And your measurement and description and referencing, everything must be in accordance with the BSMM. So clear sites of all bushes, grasses, and undergrowth. If you still don't know how to reference, I've made a video on how to use the BSMM to reference and measure your building works. After you've referenced, you come and you book. This 15,600, this is a millimeter. So you have to convert it to meter in accordance with the BSMM. The BSMM says your answer should be in meter square. So you change it to meter. This 15,600 divided by 1,000. 1,000 millimeter equals 1 meter. So is 15.60. 13,725 divided by 1,000 is 13.73. So 15.60 times 13.73 will give you 214.19 meter square. So the next item of work is excavation of vegetable topsoil. So you might wonder why I did not make it bold like site clearance or topsoil disposal. I'll tell you why. It's because I used a shortcut. So let me underline this so you can know that it's a different item of work. And in the BSMM, it has a separate section. That's why you can see the reference in here. So excavation of vegetable topsoil is under site preparation. In the video, when I was editing the video, I realized that I made a mistake referencing. I said 1.5.2, but what I meant to write was 1.5.5.2. So you can see it's in meter square. if you're going to topsoil excavation is basically removal of the topsoil. You excavate it, you dig it out because the topsoil is that's the most fertile part of a land, and if the topsoil remains, it won't take time before the grasses or whatever you cleared grow again. And construction does is not a one day thing, and also it's also a process of excavating for trench. So let's also it's an item of work and it's a very relevant. So excavation of vegetable topsoil. Still, the BSMM, I know one might say, okay, since it's excavation, why is it not in cubic meters? Since it might have a particular thickness. But the BSMM said no, that excavation of vegetable topsoil, we should take it as meter square. That's why you must follow the BSMM and not your intellect. If you're measuring in Nigeria. So since it's meter square, since it's area that you're excavating an area, and it's still the same plan of this one. It means the measurement will be the same thing. The length is 15, this thing, 15,375. You add spread of 225, you get your answer. Width is 13. So why write it twice again? Why write it two times? Why can't you just, since we've already done for site clients, you just say and, because when all these things like this, your clients don't get to see it. All this what your clients deal with, and even other professionals, is your bill of quantity, BOQ, bill of quantity. So when you are preparing your bill of quantity, you just come and take this, put it for site clearance. I already said and. So when you are preparing bill of quantity for your excavation of vegetable topsoil, you've already said and. So you just take this same dimension and input it for the bill of quantity and get your total. So you see that writing it twice is an unnecessary effort. But if that's what your lecturer requires in school, please be sure to rewrite all this. The only thing that will be different is topsoil excavation. That will be the heading and same unit and everything. So the next item of work is disposal of topsoil. After we've excavated this vegetable topsoil, there are a number of things we can do to it. You might decide to dispose it, but the vegetable topsoil is also a material. You can use it to mix concrete, you can use it to backfill. Usually you retain it to backfill or to do whatever. In this case, we are going to retain our um our vegetable topsoil. So anyways, vegetable topsoil, according to the BSMM has specified that we should measure it in cubic meter or meter cube. So the length is still the same thing, it's the same plan. The length is 15,375 millimeter mm. This is in mm. SMM said our topsoil disposal must be in cubic meter or meter cube. So the same dimension, 15,375, you add your spread, you get 15,600. The width that's for the length. As for the width, 13,500 plus 225, which is the spread, you get 13,725. Book it. This answer, you convert it to meter. This is a millimeter. M, 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 M. This we got from our drawing. This is the length. So all this is of course you know that the answer is in the dimension rather is in millimeter. Once you see such a figure, 15,375 plus spread, you get this. So you book them, you convert them to meter, you convert it to meter. And since the BSM has said it's a meter square, it should be in meter cube. And why did the BSM so we are disposing something and what we are disposing is soil and is in volume. It will have, of course, like the quantity. So let's say this is this is the land that we excavated. This is my hand. Let's say this is the land that we excavated. So this is the length, which is 15.60, right? This is the width, which is 13.73, right? So when let's say when they wanted to excavate it, now we are doing disposal. So what they've excavated is what we want to dispose now. Let me show you. This is the shovel that they use to excavate it. So you take the shovel and you put it inside to dig it to excavate. You understand? So everything after you've excavated everything now, you now go and dispose it. So why is it now cubic meter? Why is it in three dimension? Why is do we have this 0.15? Okay, so let's go again. So you see this 0 point, this place. You see that the shovel and it goes through a depth. It enters a depth. There's an extent to which the shovel goes through. So that extent is the depth. Is the zero is 150 millimeter. So one that 150 millimeter, by the time you convert it to meter, it will be 0.15 because 150 divided by 1000 is 0.15. And the reason why we're dividing it by 1000 is because 1000 millimeter makes 1 meter. Capish? So the depth of what we are disposing now, because you know it's per unit. The depth is we are multiplying it by the depth is 0.15 is 150 deep, you know. So that's the gist. And that's why you might wonder, say, why is how come this excavation of vegetable topsoil we didn't measure it in cubic meter? Well, that's why I said you must follow your BSM. The BSMM was authored by the NIQS, which is the Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors, that have been existing for almost for almost 50 something years now. You feel me? So these are they are made of experts, or let me not say experts, let me say they are made up of veteran quantity surveyors that have been practicing for years and around the world. So they know that probably the depth of excavation is negligible. So, or for some other reason, anyways, follow the BSMM and for successful measurement. So after that, of course, you reference your work. Reference that. So guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, please make sure you drop it in the comment section and like the video. I know you've learned a lot from this video, so please like it, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can be notified whenever I drop more videos that might be beneficial to your academics or your academic performance in school. Thank you. Till next time, precious seed. Already know. Yeah, that's how we roll. That's how we roll.